Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something that's, well, it's getting personal. I'm talking about artificial intelligence. It's not just in some far-off lab anymore, it's making its way right into our bank accounts, basically becoming a personal guide for your financial future. So let's dive in and see how this tech is completely rewriting the playbook for investing.
So let me ask you this. Does investing just feel way too complicated? For so many of us, the answer is a huge yes, right? The whole world of investing can feel like this impossible maze. You've got these crazy charts, jargon that makes no sense, and the stakes feel incredibly high. It's this universal feeling of being completely overwhelmed, but what if technology is finally ready to solve that for us?
Okay, so the solution a lot of people are turning to is something called a robo-advisor. Now let's get one thing straight. It's not a walking, talking robot like you see in the movies. Think of it more like a really smart algorithm. It's a financial tool built on AI, and it has one main job: to slice through all that confusion and give you a clear, personalized roadmap for your investments.
All right, so what's this tool really built to do? At its core, it's all about one thing: making that super sophisticated investment advice that used to be for the pros, well, making it accessible and personal for basically everyone.
See, this technology is built completely around your specific goals. We're not talking about that generic buy low, sell high stuff you hear all the time. No, it's all about the details. It doesn't just build you a portfolio and say, good luck. It actually offers tips, like when to rebalance, which is just a fancy way of saying, adjusting your investments to make sure you're still on the right path. Every single suggestion is meant to help you make more informed decisions, optimize your money, and get you closer to achieving your financial goals.
So, how does this thing actually work? Like, how does it take your data and magically turn it into a portfolio? Well, the process is surprisingly simple, really. It's just a few steps from what you tell it to what it suggests.
It all starts with you. Step 1, you just input your details: your age, what your goals are, and how much risk you're comfortable with. Then, step 2, the AI gets to work. It analyzes your profile, crunching all those numbers, often using some pretty complex financial models to figure out what kind of investor you are. From there, boom, step 3, you receive these tailored suggestions. And finally, step 4 is all about optimizing your investments based on that advice. It's a really clear path from your info to an actual plan.
And this quote here really nails a key part of the design. The chatbot interaction is engaging. The whole point is to make finance feel more human. You're not just filling out some dry, boring form. It's often set up like a conversation with a chatbot, which makes the whole thing feel less like a scary test and more like a helpful chat. And that friendly conversational style, it's absolutely crucial for making investing feel like something anyone can do. Okay, so we've covered what it is and how it works. But the big question is, why should you actually care? What are the key benefits? This is where things get really interesting, because this is where the tech truly shows its worth.
And this comparison right here really shows the huge shift. Think about traditional investing. It meant hours and hours of your own time-consuming analysis, or maybe paying for some general advice that wasn't really built just for you. The Robo-Advisor way completely flips that script. Instead of all that work, you get instant suggestions. And instead of general advice, everything is personally tailored.
So let's really spell it out. The core advantages are huge. First off, it reduces the time and effort you have to put in. It delivers those instant suggestions we talked about, but it's more than that. The AI can provide more accurate recommendations because it's driven by data, not just guesswork. And maybe most importantly, everything is tailored specifically to your needs and your goals. It's that powerful mix that's the real game changer here.
Okay, so who is this actually for? You might be thinking it's just for beginners, right? For the novices? Or is there something in here for the pros too?
Well, what's so interesting is that it really helps both. For beginner investors, it's a fantastic guide. The user-friendly interface holds your hand and gives you guidance to build a solid portfolio without getting lost in all the confusing jargon. But for experienced professionals, it's like a powerful sparring partner. It becomes a tool they can use to improve their investment strategies, maybe stress test their ideas, or just manage a part of their portfolio with super high efficiency.
So when you put it all together, what you're looking at is a powerful tool for modern investing. It's pretty clear this isn't just some niche product. It represents a fundamental shift in who gets access to this kind of power.
This is a tool that takes sophisticated, data-driven financial strategy and pulls it right out of the big Wall Street offices and puts it directly into your hands.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating final question to chew on. As AI manages more and more of our finances, as these incredibly powerful tools take on the heavy lifting of analysis, what is the future role of our own human intuition? Our gut feelings. That's a huge question, and it's one we're all going to have to navigate in the years ahead.